Folks, welcome into sportsbookreview.com. It's Tuesday, and yes, it's time to talk some Major League Baseball. Action-packed card all the way through today. For a Tuesday, we'll hit each and every game, hopefully in 30 minutes or less. Got some good marquee games to go over, but also keep in mind, no day games today, so we can delve right into that card. But before you get that underway, I'm not eating any McDonald's, I'm not eating any Wendy's with my two plays, but boy, we going out to Ruth Chris tonight, so if we can fast for what, 18 hours? We're going to have a really good dinner based on me with the Cleveland Indians yesterday, coming up with the team total. But I had to skip breakfast at McDonald's. I had to skip lunch at Wendy's, and here we are today. Let's talk some baseball today. I'm Donnie Seymour. He's Jason Radowitz and Kyle Purviance. Jason, new day, new money. What are we looking today?
Yeah, thank God. We struggled a little bit yesterday. Took a big underdog, of course, that didn't hit. The Diamondbacks could not score. They got some good hits, but they didn't get any big-time ones. So, we struggled there. Also, the under didn't hit as well. It's a new day. We're going to hit some new games. Got 2 games on the board today that I like, so we're going to move on with those.
Good for Kyle going with the cheat code White Sox yesterday, right?
Yep. Boom. Yep. I did the old cheat code. I put in my Nintendo Genie, put it on the game, and went straight to Mike Tyson. No, but yeah, we got the White Sox. They hit both of them. We got the Nerfy. And we got, I took a little sprinkle on the Mets late in that game over 1.5 and got that. And the Detroit Tigers, who I liked as an underdog yesterday, I sprinkled a little McDonald's money on them, and they went ahead and pulled through as well. So it was a nice day for me. So I am going to Ruth Chris tonight and the golf course and maybe the Gentleman's Club. I don't know where I'm going tonight. The universe is just going to unfold as it should. That's what I always like to say.
And put that time in on the live wagering as well, because if you were following along yesterday, I know a lot of people were looking towards that Yankee game. I had a couple DMs that I couldn't get back to being on the air at the time. But looking at the Yankees, I mean, they had an over-under of 1.5. What did they end up with? 2. All they had to do was score a run over the final 3 innings. And look at Jason's Mets and the Braves yesterday. Got out of the gates, nobody scored. And I feel bad because I did joke with Kyle early on in that game, like, hey, Mets, fifth or sixth inning, only got 1 run. It actually came to fruition. But both of those team totals in that game, guys, dropped to 1 apiece with a live total for that of 3 and 2.5 for the game. You saw how that went. If you're going to give me 9 outs in Major League Baseball with the starting pitcher out to score 1 run and free roll, which is exactly what I did with the Braves yesterday. Now, it didn't win, but I got the solo home run, then actually got a double, and Sandoval hit a rocket down the right field line. But the free roll is the name of the game when you're betting those in-game live team totals. Almost had another one yesterday. But let's have some fun and get into it today, boys. But 100 people already watching the show today, 2 minutes in. Thank you guys for doing that. 85,900 subscribers as I'm looking right now on our YouTube channel. Almost at 86,000. So hopefully by tomorrow's show, we will have that on our way and upward towards 100,000. Thank you guys for all your support out here. But let's take a look at some Major League Baseball action and get through the card and have some fun with this Red Sox and the Blue Jays. Let me set the table here for us on this game. Rodriguez versus Ryu. Both lefties on the mound here down in Dunedin. If we take a look at the lines, opened up offshore at Pinnacle, 138. Now sits at 127. In New Jersey at some of the outlets, 142 at FanDuel, 135 at Bet365. PointsBet also at 135 and over all the way across the board at 9s. Jason, we'll start with you first. AL East battle.
Yeah, we had Eduardo Rodriguez going up against Ryu. And Rodriguez he's a lefty pitcher, struggled a little bit to righties this season with an ISO of 214. Look at that Blue Jays lineup, it's just righties across the board from 1 to 9, all righties going up against Eduardo Rodriguez. So, Ryu's obviously the more consistent pitcher, the better pitcher. And also, I think the Blue Jays bullpen is probably a little bit better than the Red Sox as well. And you're looking at the lines, you have the Blue Jays minus 150 in the first 5, and then goes to minus 135 in the full game. I wouldn't mind taking that full game look at the Blue Jays here. I do think they'll score some runs versus Rodriguez. And I think Ryu holds it down as he's pretty much done all season long, coming off a solid outing where Eduardo Rodriguez didn't. So I do like Ryu more. I like the Blue Jays in this spot. I would go full game. I think there's more, obviously more value there at minus 135 instead of minus 150. So Blue Jays would be here for the full game in this one.
2 decent pitchers in this matchup here, Colin. As always, looking at the weather down in Dunedin. You have 85 degrees, which is fantastic. But how about this? 17 to 18 miles an hour blowing in from left field. We do know it's a small ballpark, but that doesn't help the cause. And also keep in mind, when we take a look at weather conditions, as Kyle will point out as well, this isn't a giant stadium. This is a minor league stadium. It's the equivalent of playing at a big high school field where the wind gets to blow it across. Sometimes we look and say, hey, the wind's blowing in at 18 miles an hour. Well, the stadium is, 50 stories stories up in the air blocking it out. Not the case here, so that might play some havoc. But taking a look real quickly here, Eduardo Rodriguez on the road this year, 4.05 ERA, but a 3.36 xFIP, which is sensational. Ryu, not a lot of home starts here. We can deal with, say, hey, 10 to 15 innings down in Dunedin. Don't have that here. But this should be a good pitching matchup to me here.
I completely agree, and I was going to do the deputy card here and go over that exact weather situation. So I'm glad the chief meteorologist got it sorted out, cleared it out of the way. That's good for me. And I got to say, when I first looked at this matchup and I look at the lineup, the Toronto lineup profiles very nicely against Rodriguez, and I just kind of started looking how they were doing against each other because I thought it was pretty equal. I got to say, Rodriguez has gotten the better of this. When you look at Rodriguez's last 5 starts against Toronto, 35 or more fantasy points in 4 out of those 5 matchups. So what does that tell you? Now, doesn't tell you the whole story, but it tells you he went 5 or 6 innings. He got the win. You're not scoring those kind of points without those scenarios sort of playing out. You go over to Ryu, a 0, a 17, and a 9 in 3 of his last 4. So this lineup has had success. I do like the righties for Boston here. I do. Martinez and Bogarts look really, really nice tonight. In fact, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have more Toronto batters in my player pool, but I do think there's value on Boston on the first 5 money line here at plus 115. Again, I'm worried about the total because of that wind. I think Rodriguez sort of has the number. I'm going to lean Boston here. It's pretty 50-50 for me. It's not an official play, but I like Boston in the first 5, some plus money, plus 115.
It is a decent one because we're taking a look at 2 lefties on the mound. And if you're picking 2 teams that can stack right-handed bats and good ones, both of these teams can certainly do it in a minor league setting. Would have been nice if the 17 miles an hour was blowing the opposite direction from what it is. Yeah. But we'll see how it plays out once we get to some of the final notification on who's in and who's out in that game. 9-19, 9-20, Chicago White Sox, Minnesota Twins. The Twins got absolutely pulverized yesterday. But how about this? Opens up all shores a total of 8.5 at Pinnacle. That now drops to 8. We also have roughly a pick 'em across the board with Lance Lynn and Michael Pineda. Something is just not right with the Twins, Jason. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that say, hey, you like to ride streaks in Major League Baseball. You see it with the Dodgers over the years. When a team just isn't running well, it's really hard just to jump back in, even though, as we like to say, momentum is best in Major League Baseball is only as good as your pitcher is the very next day. So I don't know what to do with the Twins here.
It's a close game for sure. It's minus 110, basically a pick 'em on both sides. I think if I'm looking at the lineups, I think I like the Twins more, but it's so hard to take the Twins right now. I mean, they've looked terrible. They're giving up tons of runs. Their offense really isn't what we expected, obviously, compared to last year. And, without Buxton, that really hurts. So, look, I like the Twins lineup more. I like Lance Lynn more as a pitcher. It really is a 50-50 game. Obviously, yeah. I think I would maybe lean towards the team that has more wins. But just be aware that I do think that the Twins probably have the better lineup. They walk more. They ground ball less. They're striking out less a little bit as well. So I do think the Twins have the better lineup. It's definitely a stay away game for me.
It's interesting, Kyle. I was going to bring you up on board on this one because yesterday it doesn't get any easier than what you called out yesterday going with the White Sox. And keep in mind also, White Sox had just looked real shaky over the weekend versus a lefty, but boy, they bounced back in epic style and actually rolled Jay Happ and the rest of that team where they're actually, throwing guys, position players on the mound late in the game. But this game, as we like to say, doesn't profile as well versus a right-handed pitcher because when we look at that Chicago White Sox lineup, like Vaughn, Garcia, Madrigal, and Hamilton. I mean, you are getting nothing out of the bottom of the lineup, and still with no Jose Abreu, which didn't matter yesterday. They still raked, but then taking a look at the Minnesota hitters. Let's go over some of the guys in this lineup. But Larnack, Ref Schneider, Rort, Vet. However you pronounce that guy's name, and Andrelton Simmons, who is a brutal hitter. Not a great look here from an offensive perspective. Which way are you looking here?
Yeah, it's tough. And you bring up Andrelton Simmons. He's actually the guy in this lineup who has the most career success against Lance Lynn. Oddly enough, 1 home run, 7 hits, couple of doubles. It's tough. I do agree with Jason. The Twins lineup I do like a little bit better. The White Sox versus righties is a much, much different monster than them versus lefties. You also look at this game, we could have some bad weather conditions, some wind in, some rain. This game could possibly be a late start, maybe a postponement, hopefully not. So I'm looking at this game. I like both Pineda and Lynn. I think they're both viable DFS options tonight. So I'm looking at the under 4 in the first 5 innings. I just and I'm getting that at plus 100 over here at my bookie. I could see not a lot of runs early. I'm not really in love with either one of these lineups against righties. Getting some plus money, that under 4 runs. 1-0, 2-1 makes a whole lot of sense if they even get that in the first 5 innings. So give me that. Don't really have a good lean on the side. I do like Lynn just a little bit more than Pineda. Give me that under 4 innings plus 100.
If we're looking at Pineda at home, and again, very simple numbers here as we don't have that much of a backlog on these guys, but Pineda at home on the mound for the Twins, a 202 average against him, .92 as a whip, a 211 batting average of balls in play. Left on base, 90%, ERA 2.86, and an xFIP of 3.82. So something has to give, but sometimes it's not so much about what the Twins are going to get from their pitching staff. Come on, man. Give me some of the Byron Buxton goes down, the whole team folds up shop. That's what it seems like at this point right now. So we'll watch that as it goes. But again, not ideal weather conditions. Wind blowing in also at Target Field. More of a pitcher's ballpark as is. How about the nightcap here? We'll go over 925, 926. Javier versus Manaea, the lefty on the mound for Oakland. Opened up as a -113 offshore, as a slight favorite here to the Oakland Athletics. We're now sitting around a pick'em in that range. 8 across the board, Jason. Houston versus Oakland. What's your early look in this one?
Yeah, we've said this throughout the entire year so far. Javier, he's been really good against righties. Just a weighted OBA of 210, ISO under 100, striking out almost 37% of batters. It's obviously been a little ridiculous how good he's been against righties as a righty. Against the lefties, strikeouts are low, walks are just as high as they are against righties, and weighted OBA of 303, ISO 180. And you look at this Athletics lineup, it's mostly righties. You have 3 lefties in the lineup. There's a chance where Javier can do damage against this lineup, but he's also more of like an average pitcher, and I'm not sure if those numbers against righties will stay throughout the entire year as well. So you could look at maybe regression here, and Oakland start hitting the ball. Obviously, they walk a ton, and if they get on base, they could of course score some runs. Houston, on the other hand, they're going up against Manaea, a lefty pitcher who struggled against righties so far. And you have Altuve, Bregman, Correa, Gurriel, Straw, Maldonado. I mean, a bunch of lefties that can do damage as well. They're hitting Manaea hard from the left side, just like the righties are. So the Astros have a really good lineup against Manaea. I think the Astros are the play. I like them if you look at the team total. Also, I think, -110, the full game, -105 for first 5. However you take it, I think the Astros are probably the team here, especially being the away team. They'll get 9 innings to hit the ball as well.
Yeah, their lineup looks pretty solid for them. If we're taking a look at Manaea at home this year, 228 batting average against 1.03 whip, which is very good. Batting average of balls in play, 286, an ERA of 360, and a xFIP of 350. So he looks decent here, Kyle. 25% of the batters he's faced this year, he struck out, which is very good. But here's the caveat. Houston Astros don't strike out that much. Altuve, 14%. Brantley, 12.5%. Bregman, 15%. Correa, 13%. Gurriel, 8%. Tucker, 13%. Straw, 18%. Anything under 20% is magnificent in today's Major League Baseball. So something's got to give in this realm. There's going to be balls to hit. Can they put them in play and score? I look at the lineup side by side, same as Jason. I think the Astros have the better lineup here today.
They, in my opinion, and just for my numbers, they have not just an advantage, but a massive advantage. Even Alvarez, their lefty, hits lefties better than righties. He's a good 50 points better against lefties. So it's kind of interesting. Sometimes you just automatically write off the left-handed hitters versus the left-handed pitchers. But there's a few in the league, Brett Gardner, Joey Gallo. Some of those guys kind of stand out as lefties who hit lefties better. And the cleanup hitter here for Houston just so happens to be one of them. I really like the Astros here. I think the numbers are off. You're getting a -0.5 at +125. I love that for Houston. Team total over 3.5. It's a little steamed up at -145, but it's under that 150 number. I like both the Astros team total, and I like a -0.5 in the first 5 today.
There you go. Value menu wagers, which I struck out on yesterday, but ended up getting the filet mignon today. Got to be a little bit better. I like to pick 2 of these games on the value card. I'll start first tonight. We're going to go right back down to the city of Arlington. That's going to be the Texas Rangers. I'm actually looking at a slight fade here to Jamison Tyone, getting a nice price here. Texas, 3.5 as a team total. total sitting at plus 105, so a plus money number. If we look at Tyone on the road, some of these numbers are a little bit deceiving. A 9.49 ERA, which is ridiculous. But if we take a look to see how effective he's pitching, his xFIP number is only 3.70. So can he have a great game? Maybe, but we don't need a lot of runs. We need 4 from Texas. And if we're taking a look at Texas versus right-handers, they can stack some lefties. Calhoun, Lowe, Gallo, Dahl, Ibanez, or he's right-hander, and Heim. But when you're looking all the way through this lineup, 336 weighted on base average, 326, 395, 327, 378, 411. A lot of guys can hit here. It was nice to see last night that they touched up a really good pitcher in Garrett Cole. So that worked out certainly in their favor. So my first value menu wager, I'm going to go over 3.5 at plus 105. And then a little bit of a nightcap here, which if you want to stay up, which I won't stay up, I won't be able to, but maybe I'll roll over in the morning to a W here. That's Detroit and Seattle. I'm actually looking towards Detroit in this game. Another 3.5 at minus 110 versus Dunn. Reason being, take a look at Dunn on the mound at home, a 3.60 ERA. Ooh, that's really good. Look at his xFIP at home, 7.17. Something has to give. Detroit gets 4 tonight. Jason, let's go to you. Value firing on fast food. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm looking at the Pirates right now. I'm seeing plus 110 in the first 5. It's Brubaker, really the only reliable pitcher on Pittsburgh for the most part. And then you have Gant going for the Cardinals, and he has a 5.65 xFIP. His K percentage is really low, 18.7%. Walk percentage, 17.4%. So he's basically walking as many people as he's striking out this season. So we look at this Pirates lineup, and it's not very good, of course. I mean, they got a lot of guys injured, a lot of guys out. It's a bunch of really A guys out there right now. But this is a squad that really doesn't ground ball that often. Decent amount of walks in the lineup. They don't strike out that often either. So the Pirates are going to get on base, and we're just going to have to hope that they could get a couple runs in scoring position and score those runs with some hits. So, but yeah, no, I think Brubaker will do a good job against the Pirates, or against the Cardinals. I think the Pirates score some runs, and I think that would be the one wager with plus money that you can look at in the first 5 there.
I like it. Pirates, man, getting snappy here. Kyle, look, me and Jason are scraping the bottom of the barrel of baseball teams here to try to find value, and I love it. What are you looking at today?
I think I'm going to keep it up. I've got like a 4 for $4. I think we're getting 2 cheeseburgers, a nugget, and a drink here because I got a few I like for value menu wagers.
Yes,
let's start at the top here. I like this Giants team total over 3.5 minus 135. I know it's not great weather.
Yep.
It's still warm, but has any pitcher looked worse over the last few weeks than Luis Castillo? I don't think anyone has. I like the Giants lefties in the lineup tonight. I think they're a sneaky DFS value stack as well. Give me that Giants team total over 3.5 minus 135. I'm also going to take a little sprinkle here. Donnie just touched on the Tigers. I'm going to go the other side here and take the Mariners in the first 5 innings plus 100. Turnbull is absolutely terrible. The Seattle lineup actually profiles really, really nicely. I think Mitch Haniger, home run prop, is live in this game, as well as Kyle Seager. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 advantages here in the lineup today. Seattle first 5 plus 100 for a little bit of value. For our Nerfy of the day here, if the Royals and Milwaukee play, that game's really, really iffy. I do think there's a Nerfy there. But the other one I kind of like a Nerfy in is in this Angels-Indians game. Of course, we know Mike Trout won't be in the lineup tonight, so that takes away some of the punch there in that first inning. Why not take the advantage here? There's a little Nerfy spot there. And for a home run prop, I like my boy Alex Bregman when we get to the Houston Astros. And my best play of the day here, Bregman, I think homers. I like the home run prop on him.
Yeah, it's interesting. Trout left in the first inning yesterday. So typically, if you're a Angels backer, like, you got to be kidding me. It didn't matter, man. They were smoking yesterday at the plate. But a lot of fun on some of these games because most people don't look at the bad teams, but there still is value on these bad teams. As instead of paying, a price of 3.5 minus 150, you're getting a plus 105 number there on Texas, Detroit as well, but also looking at the opposite side in Seattle. Not great pitching prospects. We'll see in that pitcher's ballpark if that comes to fruition. Dunn does have some talent for Seattle, but he is dancing between the raindrops here before he gets touched up. So we'll see how that plays out. Best bets on the Major League Baseball card. I have a couple circled here, but I don't even have a line to go off of. So I can't just make up a line here because you know what I would say? Hey, guys, Atlanta Braves, over a half of a run tonight since it's not posted. I don't know what the number is. I don't even know who's pitching against them or if it's going to be a full bullpen day for the Mets. So I'm looking at the Atlanta Braves and also the Los Angeles Dodgers as possible play of the day wagers. But I don't have any lines out. We don't have official pitchers. So follow me on Twitter. If I upgrade it, everything looks good, we'll go ahead and press the button. But I'm just going to lean on those 2 value menu wagers for myself early. Jason, what are you looking at today? Best bets and bankers.
My first play, I'm on the Cubs. I know Kyle's going to.
How dare you?
Yeah, exactly.
Cubs.
Here comes. But I'm on the Cubs with Zach Davies on the mound. He had a really, really poor start to the season, but he's turning it around in May. He's pitched a lot better. And I think that's more of the Davies that we expect. Ground ball rate is still really high. And obviously his walk rate is going a little bit down more. Strikeouts are still low. He's more of a contact pitcher, but things are kind of moving in the right direction for him. We're going up against Patrick Corbin of the Nationals. And he's struggled versus righties all season long. And I've been saying this throughout the entire season. The Cubs against lefties, they do a sneaky good job against them. Of course, Chris Bryant is one of the best batters from the right side going up against lefties. Right now, he has a 571 ISO and a 548 weighted OBA this season against lefties, which is ridiculous. Wilson Contreras also 372 ISO, 429 weighted OBA. Rizzo as a lefty, 391 weighted OBA. Baez also 273 ISO. Ian Happ even has a 200 ISO. These guys have solid numbers against him as well. Brian has killed him. Baez hitting 357. Duffy 333 OBP. Even Happ has the 429 OBP. The Cubs should destroy against Corbin, who's got a 385 weighted OBA and ISO of 330. So I like the Cubs in this spot. I think they get the win. So I'm taking plus 105 in the first 5. Or in the full game, you saying first 5, taking the full game because the bullpens are basically the same. So again, the Cubs full game plus 105 in that spot. And then lastly, we're going to go all the way to the Colorado game against San Diego. We're taking that over 2.5 team total at minus 105. All I need is 3 runs from these guys, and they've hit really well against lefties so far. And really, the reality is Snell, he's allowed 2 or more runs in 7 of his last 7 games. So I do expect the Rockies to get some hits here. He did allow 8 runners in 4 innings the last time he faced the Rockies and allowed a 2-run homer. So we're going with the Rockies there. All they need is 3 runs through 9 innings, of course, to the road team. So they should also be able to get 9 innings, of course, and be able to get those runs. But hopefully it's way earlier than that. I'm not trying to stay up to 1 o'clock like Donnie and watch this game.
Nope, I never stay up. I roll over and I just pray when I get to my phone and slide it down that those notifications are on my side on that one. Kyle, go ahead. Best bets and bankers for you today.
Well, I love that Astros team total over 3.5 minus 145. I know it's steamed up, but I like the Astros today. I also love them in the first 5 innings at that minus 0.5 at plus 125. I think that's a nice number. I'm in the same boat as Donnie. Another bet that I really want to take. We just don't have a line yet because it seems like the stupid Miami Marlins, and I want to root for the Marlins so badly. But can you start announcing pitchers, for Christ's sake? This is getting just ridiculous. But I will say, Zach Wheeler, his last 5 starts against Miami, these are his fantasy points. 55, 58, 49, 49, and 40. He has been absolutely sensational against the Marlins. So I don't know what the number is in the first 5 innings. So I'll keep an eye on that. And if it's not too crazy, if I get a minus 0.5 at, minus 125, something like that, I'd like to take it. I do love the Dodgers play too, but I'm thinking that feels like they're going to be like minus 260 favorites or something in that game, most likely. I'm not exactly sure. But so I do like the Phillies first 5, don't know the number yet, and love those 2 picks, 2 plays for the Astros today.
All right, let's go through the card here with the odds lightning round. Wake you up on the screen here with a little bit of thunder and lightning as we move through. 901, 902, DeSclafani and Castillo. Cincinnati, as we talked about, just not that premier pitcher that we expected from Castillo, getting rocked. And looking at a San Francisco team under the radar, very, very good team. 8.5 across the board. Slight favorite towards Cincinnati. And you know what? I'm not buying it. I'm just not buying it, Jason.
It's tough because, look, Castillo at the batting average of balls in play, it's 380. I mean, that has to regress. He's still getting 51.2% of ground balls. I think that he'll perform better as the season progresses. Still, 7 strikeouts per 9, 2.89 walks per 9. The home runs obviously high at 1.4 per 9. But, he's not walking a ton of batters. He's getting more than 50% of ground balls. Things are going to get better for him. I'm just not sure if it's against the Giants. So,
and we take a look also. Is there going to be a video montage, Jason, here for DeSclafani coming home, like like the Titanic?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
903, 904. We'll skip right over Miami and Philadelphia. Don't have a confirmed pitcher for Miami, so no need to waste any time. So, Kyle, you're up 9-15, 9-16. Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Matt Harvey, the Dark Knight on the mound versus Patino. 158 to 160s across the board as a favorite towards the Rays. Over under in this game, 8.5 up to 9. Anytime you see Harvey, you figure you can hit, but it's Tampa Bay's bats, Kyle.
It's Tampa Bay. I'm telling you right now, I feel like Baltimore is a live dog today. I'm actually, their lineup doesn't profile terribly here off of Patino, and then, of course, Patino, and that's going to be 7 other guys because Tampa Bay is just that damn team that does that. They're like the triple wishbone college football teams. Like, just get the hell out of here. Grow up and get some starting pitchers. But Baltimore, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 advantages in the lineup today. I think Baltimore's a live dog in this one.
Yeah, they beat you by playing like 3-card Monty. If somebody's ever in the park and they have the dice and they hide it and swing. Like, that's why Tampa Bay wins. Like, you don't say, oh, pitcher here, pitcher here, pitcher. Oh, wait a second. We lost this game? Yeah, you lost. Come back again. Want to double down? That's Tampa Bay in a nutshell right now. But, hey, kudos to them. If that's the way they got to win with a slice-down payroll, that's what it's got to be. We'll skip over Washington and the Chicago Cubs, which Jason touched on already here, and we'll keep on sliding it down here. Why don't we hit let's see. Pittsburgh and St. Louis, Brubaker and Gant. I know we already talked a little bit about this one. Here's why I want to go over this a second way. Pinnacle opens up at minus 140, Jason, drops to 118. FanDuel opens up at 138, down to 126. You even have Bet 365 down to 120 as well. A lot of people believe it because Brubaker is that pitcher that you can trust on the mound for Pittsburgh. The only issue I have is Gant has been good, but he is another one of those guys with a high xFIP number. Too many walks, not enough strikeouts. Eventually that catches up to you.
Yeah, like the Pirates, they'll have runners on base. That's no questions about it. He's not throwing a perfect game whatsoever. He might throw a no-hitter, but he might also walk 6 batters. The Pirates will have guys on base. They just need to score those runners. I think they can get a couple in the first 5 innings. And Brubaker, he's been really good with runners on scoring position and just runners on base in general. 93.4% left on base so far this season. He's been really good. Strikeouts are high, walks are low, and also ground balls are high. So He's getting out of damage. He's doing really well. Again, like Donnie said, he's the only guy that you could trust from the Pirates starting rotation. And hopefully they can score some runs for him. But it looks like a good play there.
921, 922. Kyle, you're on deck here at New York Yankees and Texas Rangers. Fulton-Avich, we don't like all that much, but boy, those Yankees yesterday did nothing at the plate versus a tomato can on the mound in Jordan Lyles. They should be able to bounce back tonight, but for myself, I'm going value hunting here on the Texas Rangers with their team total. 9.5 down to 8.5, a 142. Imagine that, the Yankees with Taillon on the mound, a 140 favorite over lowly Texas, and that number dropped at least 20 cents offshore here, Kyle.
Yeah, it's so hard to trust the Yankees, but trust me when I say all the numbers say Yankees. DJ LeMahieu, 11 of 18 lifetime. We've got advantages of 43, 8, 62, 25, 65, 17, and 50% for the Yankees against Fulton-Avich, who has been better as of late. But I got to take the Yankees in the first 5 innings here. I have to do it. And look, Texas has a bad bullpen too, so this could be something you live bet and jump on late. I know Donnie loves to live bet the Yankees, and wait till it drops to 1 and just go ahead and take it because the bullpen's bad. Everything lines up for the Yankees, so I will slightly lean here minus 0.5, minus 110. I mean, Taillon is mountains and mountains and mountains.
We got Taillon, we got LeMahieu. I love it. Kyle's
I'm on a name tear today. Woo.
Love. We'll keep going. But I think I get some runs with Texas tonight, but I would not be surprised if New York does bounce back. But again, if you are not, it's like a PSA we keep telling you guys, if you're not just hanging out watching baseball with multiple games on, you can find some awesome scenarios to try to jump into, and that might be one of them as well. Jason, come back to you here, Milwaukee and Kansas City. Woodruff, who has been sensational home, sensational away, going up against Bubich, the lefty for the Royals, 7.5, heavy favorite at minus 166. For always, Milwaukee looks like a light lineup. But, hey, Woodruff is that price.
Yeah, but again, Milwaukee should be able to get on base. If Bubich, he's only pitched 4 games this year, no starts yet. So we'll just go back to last year's stats and look at that. Struck out just 18% of lefties, 22% of righties, also walked 15.4% of lefties and 9.8% of righties. So again, Milwaukee should get guys on base. They just need to score them, and they should be able to, if they score a couple of runs, that should be more than enough for Woodruff here. So again, I do like the Brewers here, minus 0.5 in the first 5 at minus 115. You could even take minus 1.5 at minus 1 or minus 1.5 at minus 105 in the full game for the Brewers. I think the Brewers stack up well in this one. Though, they're going to go against mostly the bullpen through this game. So I do like the Brewers in this spot.
Who has the best xFIP on the card today for a home starting pitcher? You guessed it, Andrew Heaney, 2.47. My goodness, here going up against those Cleveland bats. Plesac will be on the mound. Roughly 126 down to 111, 130s at FanDuel. So not a lot of people really believing in Heaney on the mound tonight. But as I say, Kyle, is this system Mike Trout's not in the lineup? No way, bro. We're betting the Angels. Is that what it is?
I guess. I'm not that far because, again, we're talking about the Indians lineup, but I do like this for a nerfy. So the one way where I'd be like, hey, I can get a little advantage here without Trout being there is he's not going to be hitting in the number 2 spot in the first inning. It's always nice when you get the best player in baseball. Yep. If you're betting a 1-inning bet and you don't have to face the best player in baseball, I think that's a nice thing. I think both pitchers can get through that first inning. So the only thing I feel confident in this game about is that no runs first inning. Picking a side here, good luck. I guess I would lean the under 8 probably in this one. The Indians lineup does not profile all that great against Heaney tonight. So lean the under 8, but really like the nerfy in this one.
2 quick games before we get out of here. We are going to skip over the Arizona Diamondbacks game. No confirmed pitcher in that one. Colorado and San Diego, I know we were talking about already. Gomber and Snell, both lefties on the mound. 7 always is a low number. 240, a high price for Snell in this one. I did fade Gomber a few weeks back there versus the Cardinals. Worked out in my favor. Quickly on this game, once again, Jason, your thoughts here.
Yeah, I'm on the over 2.5 for the Rockies team total minus 105. It's against Snell, a lefty pitcher, and looks like the Rockies should have a full lineup of righties out there. CJ Cron might be back in the lineup for the first time since landing on the injured list. That's a big right-handed bat in the middle of the lineup. That will definitely help Story in terms of protection in the lineup. Lots of righties in there. And Snell, 0.376 weighted OBA against righties. ISO of 210. So things aren't too great against righties for Snell, and he's allowed 2 or more runs in his last 7 starts. So I like the Rockies here. They got 9 innings. We're taking that over 2.5 team total.
10-10, Kyle. You're going to have to tell me all about it on tomorrow's show here. What are your thoughts here between the Tigers and the Mariners?
I like the Mariners. I like the Mariners first 5 tonight. I think they get it done. There's value there. And if you feel uncomfortable doing that, yes, the Tigers still have the worst bullpen in baseball. So just wait. One fun way to bet the Tigers is just sit there and watch the game. Even if they hold the guys to a couple of runs in the first 6 innings, just wait for that number to drop live to 2.5. If they have 2, you're getting a run out of that bullpen. Tigers are always a great live betting team against. So are the Reds, for that matter. Arizona's one of those teams. Colorado's one of those teams. These teams with these really dreadful, the Phillies are one of those teams. Teams with these dreadful bullpens. They're fun to live bet there, but I do like the Mariners at plus money first 5 tonight. I think they get it done.
Some doings here is the chat box always keeps us involved. Michael Pineda's been scratched for the Minnesota Twins. So maybe do they slide in a lefty somehow? Wouldn't be smart to actually do that. But also, how about this? The Marlins put out a lineup, and Little Poteet is going to be the starter. So, boy, do you look at I'm telling you, I live just outside of Philadelphia. It is warm today. Will the ball travel? Will it even matter if the Phillies can even get a base hit and play bad baseball? So another game to keep your eye on. We're not a great pitching matchup going up against Zach Wheeler in that one. Why don't we clear the bases and once again go over what we're digging on tonight, starting with me. I do like the Texas team total over 3.5 at plus 105, coupled with the Detroit Tigers 3.5 minus 110. No, I'm not crazy. Yes, I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here, but I think we can come up with a victory. I cashed in with Texas a few days ago on a 3.5. I think I can certainly get it done once again tonight. No best bet just yet, so follow me on Twitter. See if we get an upgraded play once we see some final pitching matchups. Go ahead, Jason. Give them a recap on what we're dealing with tonight.
Yeah, I got 2 best plays today. I'm on the Cubs in the full game at plus 105. Again, it's the full game. Davies against Corbin, of course. I do love the Cubs against lefties, and they've really done well against them. So time to get on them there. And then, of course, the night game, we are on the Rockies, over 2.5 on the team total. So, it's the Rockies. Look, they've been able to get 3 runs in, I think, 6 of their last 7 games. It just didn't happen yesterday. Was against Yu Darvish, a little bit harder. But, yeah, I like them to get at least 3 runs in this game. Hopefully it's early so I can go to bed early.
There you go. Kyle, clean it up here. What do you got tonight?
I like that Astros team total again over 3.5 minus 145. I also like the Astros minus 0.5 in the first 5 at plus 125. Some value money wagers here, like the Bregman home run prop, like that Nerfy in the Angels Cleveland game, and a little sprinkle there on that Giants team total over 3.5 as well.
Woo, 60-0. Thumbs up to thumbs down. Fantastic stuff. 325 people watching live here on a Tuesday. Major League Baseball on deck tonight. Follow us all on Twitter at RightSideVP, at Jason_Radowitz, and at the DFS Bachelor. Anything pops up that we think has some value tonight, we will certainly let you know. Yep. Team totals in play. You know I'm giving some of them out. There's always opportunities every night so we can cash in on those as well. But thank you guys once again for tuning in and supporting the channel right here at sportsbookreview.com. If you need anything else to help you be a better baseball better, hit that link below, sprpicks.com/MLB. I'm Donnie RightSide. He's Jason Radowitz for Kyle Purviance. We are sportsbookreview.com. This was your Major League Baseball show for Tuesday. Good luck on those wagers tonight.